Hello, everybody, and welcome to our team Zoom. My name is Harlequin Murray. I am your co-host this evening, along with Miss Ellen Winn. But first off, let me wish you all a happy 2023, happy New Year, happy DAC being as a separate company. But anyways, I wanted to go and for those of you who are new here, welcome. We're glad you joined us. We're excited that you joined us. And we're looking forward to getting to know you. But to let you know a little bit about Ellen, who is our senior team leader, she is the one that we all, pretty much everybody here is on her team. There are some people who are joining us from other teams, but for those of you who are new, just a little bit about Ellen. She grew up on a farm just outside of Dallas, Georgia, or in Dallas, Georgia, just outside of Atlanta. Got to get that straight. But whenever she got out of school, she spent about 25 years in the restaurant industry. And she's got several years in corporate events with Domino's Pizza. She was a training director and senior operations director for the state of Georgia. But in '97, she left Domino's and branched out and started her own business and her own pizza restaurant. She actually had 2 locations, and she's been a business owner ever since then. But she was introduced into network marketing about a little over 20 years ago. And she's built some massive teams in that time period. And whenever I met her, she was actually the national training director for a network marketing company and has a lot of experience in the training arena. So we are very fortunate to have her as our team leader. But in DAC, she is an area director. And she has helped our team become the fastest growing and largest producing team, or one of the largest producing teams in DAC. But without further ado, let me bring on board Miss Ellen Winn, and she is going to take it away.
Awesome. Thank you, Harlequin. There we go.
There's your camera. Okay.
Thank you for that introduction, and Happy New Year, everyone. We're super excited that you're here and super excited about the positioning that we're in right now with our company as we move into this new year, as I mute my phone as well. Man, there's never been a more exciting time than now in DAC. I thought when I first got started in 2018, it was a very exciting opportunity then. And as time has gone by, DAC keeps getting better and better with layers and layers of services and different growth opportunities along the way. But what we're rolling into here with 2023 is an amazing opportunity. And I believe that we're going to see incomes go through the roof here this year on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. And there are many of you out here tonight that are listening that have an opportunity to earn up to $1 million or more in this year. And I've said it many times. Again, this isn't an income claim, and it's certainly no guarantee of incomes. But with the one program, the Employee Retention Credit Program alone, if you had one a day, as I went through that example last week, one Employee Retention Credit client a day, or actually one a week is what I went through last week, one a week. And then you had 3 frontline people that you brought into the business, and the 4 of you were out getting clients. You could earn $1 million in the next 12 months. So the opportunity here is tremendous. I don't think there's another company in the direct selling space that offers the income opportunity that we do. But not all of you are here just to make money, right? Many of you are here because you're drawn for the purpose behind DAC and the ability to go out and help business owners in our local community and help other people in our local community that are looking for ways to make money outside of a traditional job. They're wanting to become an entrepreneur. They're wanting to become a business owner, but they don't know how to do that. And that was me 20 years ago when I was first introduced to the direct selling space. my history in the restaurant industry, I was really stressed out after owning and operating 2 local pizza restaurants of my own. As Harlequin said, I had stepped away from corporate America. But when I hit burnout, I hit it hard, and I was looking for an exit strategy, and I really didn't know what direction to go in. I'd been in the restaurant industry for 30 plus years. That was really all I ever knew. So when I was thinking about being an entrepreneur, my blinders were on, so to speak, because I only knew what I knew, right? So having a conversation with a friend one day, talking about being stressed out and really wanting to get out of restaurants, but not knowing any other field that I might be successful in, that led to a conversation that introduced me to a couple of dear friends of mine who had a tremendous career in the direct selling space. And once I was introduced to them, my eyes were really opened at the opportunity here in the network marketing and direct selling space. So that conversation with a friend changed my entire world and changed my view of business and my view of being in business for myself. I went from thinking that to be a business owner, I had to have that brick and mortar business that, I was so accustomed to with pizza restaurants. And when I realized that I could have my own business without having the expensive overhead of a retail location, without having to pay employees to do work, whether they were working or just time on my clock, without having to buy inventory, without having to do any of the things that I did as a traditional business owner, yet I could make far more money in this industry than I'd ever made as a restaurateur I was in. And again, it changed my life forever. So I hope that you guys can latch on to the belief and the dream that I saw and the vision that I saw when I was first introduced to this business model. And then after realizing that vision and seeing the business model that can really take you to new heights in business ownership, it's a matter of finding the right vehicle, right? There are many vehicles out here in the direct selling space. There are companies that, like, we just have separated our partnership with Longevity. They're a nutritional company. That's their backbone, product based, where people come in, they pay money to get started. They buy product packages, the CEO packages, and so on. A lot of people spend a significant amount of money to get started with the hopes of making money on their own. And then they've got to promote those products and sell products month after month and so on. And that's the traditional business model in the network marketing space. But with DAC, we've got a totally different model. So again, it goes back to finding the right vehicle, whether it is a Longevity, whether it is some of these other nutritional companies out there, some of the CBD companies, some of the gas and electric companies, and all of these that market direct selling. I don't think that any of them have combined what we have together, where we're going to have the residual component of the compensation plan along with the really big upfront bonuses that are available through our funding program. David was just talking about an agent who earned over $20,000 last month just on personal clients. He helped clients get over $350,000 in funding. And I think that was 3 clients total. And actually, I calculated it, he should have made about $29,000 on those 3 clients. What kind of position or what kind of business pays you that kind of money? It's certainly not a traditional job, right? You got that opportunity here with DAC. So I want to get into what I always open up with, and that's going through some team recognition. And then I want to get into what's happening with DAC and some of the changes that have happened. If you were on today's leadership call, you see that we've got a little bumpy ride here. David explained that. I'm going to cover those bumps and then talk a little bit more about what is to come. Okay, so let me get us into screen share mode and pull up my slideshow. Let's see if I can find what I did with it. Give me 1 second to locate that. It's disappeared on me. I think I found it. I had reset my computer earlier today. My security software said that I had all of the stuff that I needed to delete, and I did. And when I did that, it reset browser cookies and cache and passwords, and I've had a time today trying to get back to my normal operating processes on my computer. All right, so I've got that slide up now so you can see the DAC to the rescue. This is us bringing out our inner superhero that we all have inside of us and all have the ability as DAC agency owners, but it's a matter of whether we put that DAC superhero to work or not. And the superheroes I want to recognize tonight are our recruiters, and our top recruiters. This is for the leaderboard board the last week of December the 26th through January 1st. I just met with one of my new lease tenants. I've got some lease rental property, and I just went and had a lady sign a lease with me, and it was the first time I had written January 2023. It felt kind of strange, but I'm super excited that we're here. Okay, on our leaderboard for that last week of December, in first place we had Eric Johnson with 7 new agent recruits. Congratulations, Eric. Good job continuing on with your promotion there on YouTube. In second place, we had a two-way tie between Joshua Bryant and myself, each with 4 new agent recruits. And then in third place, we had 3 agents tied with 2 agents apiece. That was LaVonda Goodman, Jay Plummer, and Lakeisha Porter. To get onto the leaderboard, you had to have at least 2 new recruits for the week. All in all, we had 20 people who had at least 1 recruit for the week, with a total of 35 new agents. So the week before we had 35 new agents, but we only had 17 people who had been recruiting. So we've got 3 new people in the lineup this week who recruited at least 1 agent. So congratulations for that. Our recruiting numbers are not what they were before going into the holidays, but I think a lot of that goes in play with us being in this transition mode. When you start talking about things changing, a lot of people have a tendency to stop and not move forward. And I get that. I understand, but really it's not time to be stopping. It's a time to be moving through and overcoming the obstacles that might be in front of us, because those of us that overcome and push on through will be huge winners in the end. We had 1 promotion this week. This is a promotion to DAC 1. How do you get promoted to DAC 1? Well, this is through getting funds in the DAC compensation plan. Okay, and this is just my team, me and Harlequin. As she said, I'm her enroller. So every one of you on here, unless you're an outside guest that have found out about my team Zooms, or you just ask, could you participate in these? Every one of you on here are part of my organization, from me or Harlequin on down. And so this recognition is just in my team, right? But we had 1 promotion to DAC 1. To get to DAC 1, when you first get started as an agent with DAC, you're considered DAC 0 in the compensation plan. We don't think you're a 0. You're an agent. So as far as ranks go, you're 0 because you don't have any fundings. But once you get at least 1 funding, 1 qualified funding, that qualified funding means it has to be at least $6,000 in funded value, and then a total funded value of at least $10,000. So 1 qualifying client that totals up to $10,000. Many people have to have more than 1 to get to that $10,000 total funded value. But our new DAC 1 this week is David Cabrera, and David had his first funding, and that 1 client got $15,000. So that automatically promoted David to DAC 1. So congratulations, David. I did not reach out to him to see if he was available for a testimonial. I've been running wide today. Harlequin, if you see him on here, or David, if you're here, you can certainly raise your hand, and I would love to hear from you on that funding. If not, I'm going to move on to the next slide here. And actually, I think that was the end of it, because those were words that I covered last week of belief and having trust, faith, and confidence in someone or something, and then the vision. And I put that into play about DAC. So I'm not going to be repetitive of that tonight. But what I do want to talk about is where we're going with our website, and just instill some faith and belief in you that getting through these little bumps in the road are just part of building the business. I talk about having been a restaurant owner, and I can assure you that everything did not go as planned every single time we did a promotion, or we did a big event, or every time we opened the doors for a day's worth of business. there was always something that we had to overcome. And our transition right now, going in from using the longevity back office software, moving over to the new DAC wholly owned software and the new, what we call DAC 2.0 version of our business. It's a little bumpy ride. I assure you within the next 24 to 48 hours, they'll probably have most of the bumps ironed out. I sent out a video earlier today about using the website and leading with davidallencapital.com/your agent ID number. And then all these other tabs will work. We just can't use the pages as we have in the past. The whole link that we were trained and have been working on since our inception has changed, and that's because of the technology change. But this too is something that we must learn, a new way of doing business. Just like when we launch any new product, you have to learn about that product. You have to learn how that product works, and to set proper expectations with clients, right? Well, our new website is just like a new product. We just have to learn how to use that product. So we'll be having full training on all of this that's coming out when David has it all locked in, as to what the finals are on how the website's going to work. All right. I want to open up for any questions that we have at any time. If you want to raise your hand, if you've got questions or comments or concerns about what's going on. I see Joshua Bryant. Hey, Joshua, congratulations being on the leaderboard this week. I'm going to ask you to unmute. What do you have for us tonight?
Yes, I have a quick question, and I know you probably recall me asking the question to David earlier. I think he may have misunderstood my question. I don't want to purposely bypass the David Allen Capital website straight to Bank Breezy, but none of my links, even just adding those numbers at the end, are working whatsoever. And I got a text from one of my team members earlier saying she had the same problem.
Okay, so when you're saying adding those links to the end, are you trying to do davidallencapital.com/business-capital/ your ID number?
No, ma'am. So
Nope.
I would just even join davidallencapital.com/ just my ID number with no unique identifiers.
Okay.
So that was surprising. Last night, it actually was working, but it's not today. The only way that I found to circumvent that issue that I'm having is if I was to, go straight to the Bank Breezy links. But the thing is, where I have all of these links on my website, my personal website's, got dead links on it. I'm a marketing consultant, and I do business consulting too. So that's why I joined DAC, is because it gives me a powerhouse of abilities to offer my personal clients. But I didn't know if I should just leave the links on my website the way they are, leave them dead for a couple of days. Hopefully, they get everything solved, or should I just circumvent DAC and go straight to, the Bank Breezy sites and just use my personal reference code?
Yeah. I remember your question earlier, and I remember David answering that. And I think he made a post on that on Facebook yesterday for a brief moment, and then he took it down because he realized we don't want to promote what you're referencing there, to bypass that. So let me take a look at here. Can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm on davidallencapital.com/my ID number. And when I click on employee tax credits, it automatically creates a new link here in the browser. This link, I now have my domain of getmyrefund.info forwarding to this, because this new link, when I click on determine your eligibility, it goes over to the Bank Breezy page, which you're referencing, right? But it automatically has my information populated in that page. Is that not what you're seeing on your end?
You are absolutely correct. And that's how I have my website set up as well. My personal website, it'll send them to, the DAC page, and then they can click on and go to the Bank Breezy site. But if I just type capital.com / your unique number or your reference number, it'll take me to a 404 page, saying it's a broken link, and it will I assume any one of my downline, just one of my team members noticed.
Okay, let me ask you this. Have you tried that in an incognito window?
I sure have, but I will right quick, just again, because it may have updated, and I'm not, I know that this is probably going to be fixed old last week. I'm brand new to DAC, so I'm kind of afraid by that by that date that I enrolled, maybe I'm not in the new system. So that's why it's working for you guys and not for me. And hopefully not for my team under me.
I tell you what, let's do this. Tell me what your ID number is, and I'll walk through your site
Thank
while
you.
we're on the screen.
Yes, ma'am. It is 102-727-810. I really appreciate it. I hate to.
Yeah, not a problem. Okay, so you're having enrolled there. I see what I did. I've got double digits. Hang on a minute. That is doing something funky on yours. Let me just start over.
In my testing, if I just use and then Bank Breezy, their links, they have a really long unique identifier. So if I was to copy and paste that really long unique identifier after bankbreezy.com, it would actually work, and the form would be populated with my agent name and ID. So I know I'm in some system, and especially if you had me on the board, I'm in some system, but I'm unsure if davidallencapital.com sees me in that system. And I wonder if there were anyone else having these issues. And I was surprised no one else was like, hey, I have this issue as well earlier.
Let me see. Now you can't see it. I'm in incognito mode right now.
Mhm.
And that is funky how that is coming up on your agent ID number.
Yeah,
You're part of my
Ellen.
organization, I believe, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, if you're getting my emails, you are.
Yeah, Ellen, I just tried it on my computer as well, and I'm getting the same thing.
Yeah, I see that. I tried it incognito.
It's just you, Joshua.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I'm going to do
okay.
stop screen share for a second and check one other thing here real quick.
Joshua, when did you sign up?
Let me see. I can tell you for sure. It was right around.
Like in the last couple of weeks?
It was the 23rd.
Oh, okay.
12/21/22. I just checked my email.
$12/21.
12/21/22. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm looking at your ID number there. Harlequin, when you tested it, did it do that double entry like I'm seeing on my screen?
Let me check here real quick. Yeah, actually it did. It put mine in there too.
I just checked mine. It's completely random, but mine gave me the 404 page as well.
Yeah, so they are definitely in process of making some changes, and I just pulled back up to the share screen here. I'll show you. My page looks real funky because of all the cookies and cache that were cleared out earlier today. So I don't know, but I do know this. Your question, Joshua, of should you leave the links out there? I don't believe that there's any chance that our pages are going to work that the way they were prior to this change, where it was /business cap -capital / just our ID number. I don't believe that our software company is going to have the ability to make it just that agent ID number. I may be wrong, and I hope that they can make it work that way, but I don't believe that that's going to happen. I believe that they've got additional characters. And that's one of the reasons that we used to train on not adding those additional characters, because our behind the scenes, they would be working. But, you know, like I said, it's a new product. So we're just going to have to change the way those work. So if you've got things out there and you're doing marketing, I would pull it back. I've done that myself. I've got some domain names that I market with, and I redirected some domains earlier. Let me see if my domain is working. Get my refund. .info, because it may have changed just today.
That's a clever domain name.
Yeah, thank you. Nope, it's going over to my tax credit page.
Yeah, Ellen, your screen is getting all funky. Like you're in black and white and messed up.
And
And
that's
Ray has a thing saying that her phone number and email address are not on there. And
they're not.
We know that it will not be on there right at the moment until they get everything switched over.
Okay, Harkin, am I sharing my screen? Is that what you're saying? Or what you're seeing? Is that what?
Well, now I'm seeing myself and it's really funky.
I know, I see that too. I just, I don't know what's causing that. Maybe on my end with my computer. I don't hear you, or I just see psychedelic Harlequin right now.
Yeah, well, I wasn't talking, so.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
All right. Let's go to Minister Ron. What question do you have for us tonight?
Good evening, Ellen. Before I get to the question, I want to say, I really appreciate you guys' leadership, your leadership, especially how you asked the question. I had it in my mind to ask. I was driving on the call earlier in terms of how to perhaps use the website on the interim. And I say that because how you asked the question also gave us thought to how to utilize the system. However, for me, having previously worked at AT&T, I'm going through transitions and cutovers and rollovers. I'm going to wait because I'm going to, I'll wait, line people up, have those conversations. I've previously downloaded some of the videos. I'll use the videos as intros and stuff like that, and wait till it get fully operational. If I send somebody to a site, I want it to work 100%. We don't know if they click on the ERA and they start going through the process of the ERA, where it's going. We have no idea, no clue. I looked at the site, put put my ID number there, but it doesn't transfer it. All the tabs work, but for me, I don't know where any information is going after, we get to the tab and we enter any other information. So it behooves me and perhaps everyone else just to wait and see, wait for a second. If it's to be, it will be. That client will be there, that other recruiter will be there. And, sometimes and a lot of times with these things that, I know everybody's excited about it, but we've got to kind of wait and give the process, allow the process and the technicians to do exactly what they do. So having said that, that, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Can you explain the process a little bit in terms of not the white label? David called it something else. When you have, you have a group that has a lot of agents, sub-agents, either an ISO or something like that. How do we make that work from the initial intro? Who do we call to make that happen? Perhaps to encourage that moving forward.
Yeah, great question. And thank you for your positive comments there, your analogy of working with AT&T. That's exactly right, because all of us have had some sort of technology issues over the years, right? Whether your home internet isn't working or whether you're having issues with your cell phone, you can probably relate to cell phone issues more than anything, because depending on where you are and whether your device is working, you've gone back and had to take it back to your cell phone store where you purchased it from. So everybody is familiar with technology snafus. And as you said, I believe that just saying, hey, we're going through a transition right now. We're changing out our back office systems, and our systems are down because of the holiday. I know yesterday's email that I sent out, I said that David was originally going to do this on the 1st, and then they opted to do it on the 2nd so that it would go live, not on the weekend, not realizing that most of their staff was going to be off today too. It was a federal holiday, and apparently our partners with the new technology also took this as a holiday. So tomorrow's really the first working day that the team is going to be on this. David was chatting with us through text message earlier, and he said he's got a long list of things for the technology team to work on tomorrow to get some of the basic things out of the way so that clients can go through and fill out forms. But good points there. To your question of how the co-branding is going to work, and that's what David referenced today, was co-branded site. We had talked about it being kind of a master agent program, because that co-branding opportunity is going to give that independent sales organization or another direct selling company. It's really intended for another sales organization that has a lot of agents out there that are already promoting to business owners, because when that independent sales organization comes in and becomes one of our co-branded partners with Bank Breezy, they're going to get a huge commission share. They're going to get a lot more commission than what we normally get as an independent agent. So they're going to get a larger commission share, because then they will be responsible for taking that commission share and spreading it out amongst their sales organization. So Bank Breezy will be paying them directly the lion's share of money, and then a portion of what they do every month will get paid out to you as a referral partner. If you're the enrolling agent, then you're going to get your enroller share bonus on that, and then there'll also be money that gets put into the residual plan. What those numbers are going to look like and what those shares are going to look like, I don't know at this point. They had talked about that program several months back, and it really never took flight. We had just talked about it. But I think now that we have our own residual plan with DAC, and we're not having to put money into the longevity plan as we did before, then it's going to give a lot more opportunity to put a lot of money in the compensation plan for us. Your question of how would that conversation take place? Well, one, you want to be able to give an overview, ask them the qualifying question. Hey, I'm working with a company. We have one of the nation's largest lending platforms, and we're bringing on some co-branding partners, and wanted to see if you guys might be interested in having a conversation with our founders to see how you might be able to offer this funding to your potential clients, because you've already got a ready base built of potential clients. And this is just at no cost to you, an additional, well, I wouldn't say that because there might be a cost. Strike that. This could be a ready built extra income stream, automatically just plugged into your organization. It's plug and play. Kind of create that question, pre-qualify them, and if they are open to it, then you want to have the conversation by email. You can introduce them to Wade Cordell. Ask Wade, send Wade. It's wade@bankbreezy.com. Send him an email and say, hey, I have this client. I've talked to him. Here's a conversation we've had. Are they going to be a good fit for Bank Breezy? And then let him take it from there to have a conversation. If it's another network marketing company, then that conversation might be better suited for David Rutz to have, because David is the network marketing leader here with David Allen Capital. But that co-branded product gives us the ability to market our funding to another direct selling company that doesn't want to be in the middle of or in the downline of another direct selling company. That's the whole reason that platform was created in the first place. was have Bank Breezy over here that is just the funding platform, totally separate from the marketing arm of David Allen Capital. However, because of our relationship with Bank Breezy, if you bring a Bank Breezy co-branded sales team on the platform, then you're forever going to get paid on everything that they do each and every day, each and every week, each and every month. And that'll also reward your upline team leaders with the volume that comes from that. So hopefully that answered your question and then some on that.
It sure did, and some. Thank you so much.
You bet. And again, thank you for your vote of let's just stick it out and see what happens next. I feel confident that by the end of day tomorrow, we're going to have a lot of this ironed out on our web pages. So do like I did, pull back some stuff. If you've got sales pages out there, then, you know, sometimes we can't control everything. I know I've got some ads out there, some recruiting ads right now, and there's not a link anywhere to get someone through to sign up as a partner. So they click on the link. It's not a page that's valid. I miss one, or I miss two, or however many along the way. But I just know that once this is resolved and we have the pages working as they should, and then the next step of being able to start layering in some of these new services that are going to be launched and the new back office. Guys, if you have a team right now, if any of you have a team, and unless you're having regular conversations with every person in your team, you have no idea what is or is not happening in your organization. You know, every day when I get the email commission override emails, it's like, wow, I didn't even know they were doing anything, right? It might be somebody that gets the funding that I've never had a conversation with. They may have been here 3 years and I've never seen anything. And all of a sudden they pop up and have a funding. And I'm going, wow, I didn't even know that they were still around. It's always a surprise. Well, our back office now, where we're going to be able to see the volume and see applications that are in process and all of the activity that's going on in our organization, is really going to be a game changer. And as I said, if you have a team, now it's exciting when you get those override commission emails, but it's going to be even more exciting to be able to look into your back office and see that you have a team that is working, whether it comes full circle and turns into a funded client or a client that ends up being on the books and doing business with us. The fact that you'll be able to see submissions are taking place, then that gives encouragement and gives you the ability to get excited more about your business, because you're seeing things that are happening. And just, if you stick with it, you know that something is going to come through and something's going to go all the way through to processing. And that person that's doing the work is going to have a victory. They're going to have a commission email coming their way. And if you're qualified as their upline, then you're going to get a commission override as well, if you're qualified for those overrides. So it's going to be a game changer for the whole process and team building part of our business. I'm going to go to Paul. I see you've got a hand up here. Ask you to unmute. How are you doing tonight, Paul?
Pretty good. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. I just had a question. I have an ERC deal in process, and I got the email about a week ago, so that it's been passed on to the, the partners for review. How much time should I let go by, to kind of follow up? Because I know they have to get in their 941 form and their profit and loss. Should I give that a little bit of time, or should I correspond with Wade Cordell, or what would you say would be the best process? Because
yeah. Okay, good question. All right. So Wade doesn't have anything to do with the ERC. Okay.
Oh,
that goes through the Bank Breezy platform, but Wade's not in charge of that. So
okay,
you got the email, Paul, saying that they had submitted and that they had been forwarded to our CPA partners. If you've not contacted them already to confirm that they made it over and have actually started having conversations with the CPA partners, you need to do that. And I encourage each and every one of you, the minute you receive an email notification saying that someone has been forwarded over to the CPA team, you need to pick up the phone and call them and just introduce yourself. Of course, it's going to depend on your relationship, whether this is someone you know, or whether it was someone cold market that found your link through an ad or posted on social media, or maybe your Connect cards. However they found you, you want to reach out and introduce yourself, tell them who you are, you know, that warm introduction. If it were me and it was cold market and somebody applied that I didn't know, I'd reach out and I'd say, hey, this is Ellen Winn with David Allen Capital. I see that you have started your employee retention tax credit refund qualification through our website. How are you doing today? And get the conversation going. And I say, well, I see that this forwarded you over to the CPA team. Have you had an opportunity to talk with anyone there yet? And then I would ask that question because I want to make sure that they've actually connected, because what I found, Paul, was people would fill out that form and then they wouldn't go on through. They'd get forwarded over to the CPA site, but then they didn't complete that other form that's necessary there to actually get them into the CPA portal. So there's a disconnect if you don't talk with the client and make sure that they've made it on in there. Now, once you have that conversation and they've made it on into the CPA portal, now they've got the CPA team reaching out to them by email and by phone, trying to make sure that they're getting all of their documents uploaded. Once we get this back office software up and running and everything is loaded, you're going to be able to see more of a real-time update as to what stage of the process your client is in. Right now, we're still reliant on emails saying that they've taken that next step, that all documents are in, or their documents are in. Now they're in tier 1 review, or they're moved on to tier 2 review. Now they're in tier 3 review, documents signed, etc. But yeah, if they've not, if you don't know for sure that they've talked to the CPAs, go ahead and call them tomorrow and ask, have they made it that far, and have they been connected to their account specialist with the CPA team, because that's the first step that happens with them.
Right, because I did have that initial conversation with her, and I said that she would be assigned one person, and I told her that, you know, there'd be an email chat, or she could reach out. So I'll call her tomorrow, because I don't want to let a whole lot of time go by, because a lot of times they don't know what to do, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, and actually, I've done some hand-holding with my ERC clients, maybe because they're not tech savvy, or they're used to somebody else doing things for them and they're kind of having to do. So, you know, it doesn't hurt for you to call and talk to them, make sure they've made that connection. They'll be assigned that account specialist, but they have to make it into the CPA portal first. So if they've made that connection, then just say, well, great, I'm glad y'all have connected. How is it going? And get some feedback from them. And if they're saying, well, I'm missing this or I'm missing that, then redirect them back over and say, well, have you emailed your account specialist, or have you tried calling them? And then see what their response is. And if none of that has happened, then there's an 800 number where they can call as well. But the CPA team, from my experience, they're doing a jam up job of reaching out in multiple attempts, trying to contact the client.
Yeah, I was just given a little more time because of the holidays, so I will contact her tomorrow then.
Yeah, sure. Doesn't hurt. And then, you know, it can be a, hey, just want to call, wish you a happy new year, see how things are going, make sure that you made this connection and move on through that conversation. But yeah, congratulations for getting an ERC client started. You bet. All right. And I see Q with a hand up. How are you doing tonight, Q? We had Q was just promoted to DAC 2 last week. I did that recognition. She wasn't able to be on. Do you have a question, Q, or do you want to share your funding experience with us?
I don't mind. Hi. Well, good evening, first of all. How you guys doing out there?
Good evening.
I have a question, and I don't mind sharing my funding experience as well. So I'll share that first. First of all, I'm loving David Allen Capital. I love it. and it's pretty smooth. And I haven't found any other company that's this smooth when it comes to funding. I do get disappointed sometimes, with some of my clients, but it's all good. You guys still work everything the best way you can for me and get all my clients funded. But my most recent funding, I think one was for about 35K. And that client pretty much was in the transportation business, and he had everything I needed. So we put him in. We kind of fought a little bit to get him, pushed on through and everything. But he's excited, and he already knows what he's going to do with the money. He's already started buying things for his business, and he's coming back for more. He's going to pay it off early and come back for more. He also is doing the Connect Cash option. So he's definitely already linking that up with his referral code too. So I'm hoping to get some residual off of him too. So
excellent. Yeah. And you've not only had that funding that got you over to DAC 2, but you had, I believe you had a giggle funding. You've had 2 or 3 fundings this past month. So congratulations on your success. Like you're getting up your steam and getting your momentum going.
yes, and most definitely I'm trying to get some more in as we speak tonight. But my question, I came in late, so I'm gonna go back quick. So my question is, so as of late, I've had clients use my link, and I'm not for sure if anyone else is having this issue, Alan. But it's not sending me my confirmation emails anymore. I'm not getting them. I'm having to call and email support in order to get my name attached to my clients now.
Okay. And what time frame are we looking at on this?
What time are they being put in?
What time frame are you saying that they're not being connected? Because we've run into some issues with our new transition over the past couple of days. Was this prior to the weekend?
Yes, it was. It was actually, I think, like last Wednesday, Tuesday or Wednesday of last week.
Yeah. So the good news is a couple of good news is, right? You are able to call anytime a client goes into the DAC system. If they go through any of our capture pages, whether it goes through your replicated site or whether they make it through one that isn't attached to anyone, if there's a client that makes it into the system, DAC has the ability to track it back to the agent. I know of a couple instances over the whole time I've been here that we had funding clients that we didn't know who the agent was, and they had the money for that client just sitting there in reserve waiting for that agent to come, for them to find that agent. So they don't keep it as a house client. They don't keep it as house money. They keep that money waiting to pay the agent out that was responsible for bringing the client forward. That's the good news, is that we'll always find the agent and attach it back to you. I'm sorry you had to go through that manual process, but the other side of the good news is that our new website, it's all going to be a totally different platform. And I think it's going to eliminate any tracking issue that you may have had with the other system. However, you said you've got some clients that may be in process tonight, and you missed the very first part of this. Just know we're in transition right now. Probably before you came on, we were showing some pages that were going to a 404 error. So if you've got someone that's actively getting ready to apply, just warn them ahead of time and say, hey, the site is working intermittently. If it allows you to go through, that's great. If it doesn't, here's why. We're changing out some back office software. Our IT team is aware of the problems and they're working on it, but we're kind of in a reboot mode, and it may be the next 24 to 48 hours before it's back up and running 100%. So I would just warn people that.
Okay, sounds good. So I'll just wait till everything kind of irons out, and I'll keep up with the clients that do submit what they.
There you go. Cool. Yeah, you're on top of your communication with them anyway. So just, I think being honest and being upfront and telling them what's going on is the best policy. And if you set that expectation up front, they're going, oh, I get it. Because like I said, they've, everybody's dealt with technology issues, whether it's their own computer or whether they've had internet connectivity issues at home or cell phone issues. We've all dealt with some sort of connection issue. in the past. And if they understand that we're moving over to a new back office software and web hosting technology, that we're going through that transition, they should be understanding of that.
Okay. Sounds good. I appreciate you, Ellen.
Okay. Yeah,
you.
you bet. Thank you. Appreciate your question and sharing your story. All right. And I've got Christopher. I'm going to ask you to unmute. Hi, Christopher. How are you tonight?
I'm good, Ellen. How's everybody? Hope everybody's great.
Excellent.
Happy New Year's to everybody. Question. I missed the very, very beginning of the call. So I know we're transitioning over to the new website. And I do have some outdated information. And it's been a pain through the old website to switch. At least for me, it was. Would that be something that'll be more manageable with the new website?
Yeah. Now, when you say some outdated information, are you talking about like your email and your phone number on your website?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a real simple fix, no matter whether we're on the old system or the new one. A simple fix is just to send an email to support@davidallencapital.com and let them, send your agent ID number and say, hey, can you please update my email or my phone number to this, but include your agent ID so they can easily find you in the system, and then they can update that for you. As we move into this new back office, I'm hoping that there's going to be a simple way for you to log in and update your profile. We'll be doing a lot of back office training once this system goes live. We never really did a lot of back office training other than what I put together for my team when we were with the longevity platform, simply because that platform and that back office really didn't apply to us for the majority of what we did, because most of our bonuses were paid by David Allen Capital, and the bonuses were not tracked through that back office, but they will be tracked. Everything will be tracked through the new back office, because everything will be getting paid by David Allen Capital, tracked by David Allen Capital, and in our new back office software. So it'll be simple once we do that. And as I said, I know we'll be moving into full-blown trainings of how to access things in your back office and how to navigate your back office when all of that comes into play. But right now, just send them an email, support@davidallencapital.com. They'll get you updated in the database. So when the new site goes live, it'll be current with what you want. Now, we'll say this too. If you're changing your email address on file, Christopher, if you've already set up your Relevate account, your pay card account, if you've set that up, whatever email you have over there and the email that you use with David Allen Capital, they need to match. So if you ask David Allen Capital to change your email, you'll need to make sure that you go over to Relevate and update that email account, because they match those email addresses up when they're doing the pay runs every day.
Okay, so that's perfect you said that, because I signed up with David Allen Capital a while ago. It was maybe 2 years ago now. So I didn't take it at first, as serious as I have been this last couple of weeks. But I never got the opportunity to sign up for that pay. So that's the other question I really wanted to go with as well. Where would I go for that?
Yep. So the Relevate card, and the way you sign up for that is you go over, I would wait until our replication issues are handled, because you want to go through your replicated site and go into the Agent Resource Center. There will be a link at the bottom of davidallencapital.com. There'll be a link over to the Agent Resource Center. It's there now, but again, wait until it's replicating. And then when you get in there, you'll see an image of a phone and a Visa pay card, and it says get pay card with a big green button. You'll click on that and go through and follow the steps there to get signed up for the pay card. That's how all of your commissions will get paid, through that pay card. It is an instant transfer from the DAC account over to your pay card account. So if you get paid a commission on Monday, then that commission is actually in your account Monday afternoon.
Okay, that's beautiful.
Awesome. Well, hey, glad to have you getting re-engaged with us. Welcome back, and you're getting re-engaged at a great time, because we're going to have a fun ride here this coming year.
Thank you, appreciate it. I'm looking forward to it. I have great plans, and we're only going up from here.
You got it. Awesome. Well, thanks for your question. All right. Anybody else before we wrap up? Or Harlequin, is there anything that that I have missed mentioning before we wrap up, or something in the chat maybe?
Yeah, we don't have anything in the chat, but a couple of different things. When you were talking to Minister Ron about the master agent type program,
Co-branding.
one thing, those we would only get paid monthly on because they do a monthly run for them. But
that could change. We don't know. We'll get all of that when David does the new compensation plan.
Right. But no, because they go directly from Bank Breezy. But yeah, you're right. But I just didn't want people to go and think that as of right now, the way they have it set up, it's a monthly payment. But the other thing is, if you're talking to a sales organization that's not a network marketing company, talk to them about both options, either being a master agent or a regular agent, because sometimes it may be more beneficial for them to sign up as a regular agent. And there's a lot of reasons for it. We don't necessarily need to go into all of that. If somebody has questions, I'd be happy to answer those. But anyways, the other thing that I wanted to mention is just a reminder, and we are no longer offering customer financing. It's still listed on the website, but once they do some of these changes, it will be taken off of there. So just know that going forward, we're not going to be doing customer financing as of right now.
As of right now. And to your point, Harlequin, on the co-branded master agent program, gosh, and my mind just went blank on what I was going to say on that. Oh, I know David had mentioned that we're going to have a page on the website that speaks to what that program is. So you'll actually have a page to be able to promote it to the right people, and it kind of pre-qualify that organization. So it'll be built for you, and we'll probably have a video that will lead into that you'll be able to promote. You won't have to figure out what to say and who to talk to. We'll have all of that kind of as a cookie cutter system for you in the very near future. Lots of good things are going to be changing. Lots of training tools are going to be there. I'm super excited about the educational process that's going to be in play. You know, David talked about having to go through and getting recertified every year. It's all free training, right? But the training, the time that we take as leaders in the organization and our support team, the time that we take training people that aren't willing to go through the training, and the time that we take answering questions for people that aren't willing to go through the training, can be minimized if we have a better training system in place that forces people to go through those training videos to either get started or to have certain pages turned on their website. So I'm really excited about the ability that our new technology is going to have to kind of eliminate some of those folks, that not eliminate them from the system, but eliminate the willingness for people to not get started and go through the training and do things the right way. It's going to encourage them to go through and follow the training so that they'll have access to all of the tools that DAC is going to offer. So 2023 is going to be an amazing year. I'm glad that you guys are here. I'm glad that you've made it this far with us. If you are one that has been around for a while, or if you're just now getting re-engaged, as Christopher said, he's been here for a while, but he's getting plugged back into DAC.
And
Now's
Ellen,
a great time to do
he
that.
has another question.
Okay.
It says, do you guys have any advertising that would be available to us? I know that they have certain specifications for ads.
Advertisement is not something that we really promote. We promote warm market, and then using our drop cards, using social media, email, sending out customized emails to people. We do have scripts on that. And all of that is covered in our workbook, which is available in the Agent Resource Center. But fast forward, we don't want to get ahead of ourselves and start promoting things before we get all this resolved with how the links are going to work exactly with the new transition here. But I would encourage you to go to the Agent Resource Center through the bottom of davidallencapital.com, go to the training resources section. It's one of the drop-down menus at the far right of the page. And on that page, you're going to see in big blue print workbook. It says Super Saturday workbook. Around page 50, 52 or so begins the scripts and example emails. I also clipped a video that is 5 proven passive methods for finding clients. It's available in my Vimeo channel. It's just vimeo.ellenwinn.link. You can go there. It's in the showcase of agent videos, but that walks you through the scripts that I just pointed out in the workbook there. So we got some great resources and tools for you, but for paid advertising, we really don't train on that. And we don't have someone that has had a tremendous amount of success on it. If we did, or when we do, then we'll be training on it. But right now we don't have any one person in the organization that is just killing it with paid ads. And David Rutz, our founder, has put a lot of money out there doing paid ads, whether it be through Facebook ads or through Google ads. And he's not found the right combination to make it work to where it's something that he wants to promote within the agent network, because he always wants everybody to have success. And our methodology is that we're going to promote what is proven to work. So therefore, we're not actually promoting paid advertising at this time. All right. Anything else before we go? It is 9 o'clock.
I think that is it. We had
All right. Awesome. Okay, guys. So stay tuned. Pay attention to I've got my text message list. If you're on that, great. If you're not, you might want to subscribe to that just so you can get last minute updates. I'll send out emails when I see updates and hear updates going. If they're available, I'll communicate with you guys and let you keep you abreast of things. But this week is going to be an evolution of things happening. Tomorrow is our first Tuesday. David didn't mention that today, Harlequin, but I'm assuming that we're going to go with our 8 p.m. presentation and 9 p.m. training. He did not speak otherwise today, right?
He didn't mention it specifically, but he was talking about getting the partner page working before tomorrow evening.
Yeah.
So I was assuming that that's the reason why he was saying that. So, but you never want to assume. So, but he had said on Friday that we were going to be doing the 8 p.m. business opportunity and the 9 p.m. training.
Yeah. So tomorrow night will be good. Whatever training piece that is, it'll probably be something on the new systems that we have in place here. So thank you all for showing up in your business to help take yourselves to the next level here in 2023. And we'll see you tomorrow night and then on updates to come in the week. Okay. Take care. You guys know how to reach me if you have questions. Have a good night, everybody. Take care.